All right, well, here we go, the main event for today in the Tasmanian Rugby Union calendar. It's the grand final brought to you from the wonderful ground at Royal Park in Launceston with that beautiful Trevelyan backdrop across the other side of the levee. You can see up through there to the gorge and the bridge and Richie's Mill over there, the silos. I've got Trent Burke with me again. Welcome, Trent.
Afternoon, Deon. Thanks for having me.
We'll be graced with the pleasure at some point, I believe, of Digby Ioane and potentially Radiki Samo coming in as well. Launceston team are out on the field waiting, and Devonport just the last few moments in the rooms there for them as they're about to run out onto the field. Their team very similar to the team we saw last week get up over Burnie. One significant change for them, and that Ash Lowry, who played at number 10, is moving out to the bench, and he's been replaced by Daniel Wilson, who's going to come into the centres. So a big centre pairing there of Daniel Wilson and Dean Wallace together. That's going to be an interesting pairing. Wilson, when he came on last week, made some good impact on the play, and that'll be, I think, a good opportunity for the Bulls there. So see their team ready to rumble. And out on the field at the moment, you can just see on camera the Launceston team. We haven't seen them on the stream a lot this year. Apparently the players are pretty happy with that. They reckon that they're relatively unknown. Cutting back, you can see too on the camera, here come the Bulls.
And the Bulls will be pretty keen to turn around last year, Deon. They undefeated last season at the grand final and got pipped at the final hurdle. So I know that still cuts them deep, but they 3 in a row for them now, 3 grand finals back to back here. So they'll be looking to make amends and really stamp themselves in dominance in Tasmanian rugby for another year. So I'll be keen to see how much vigour they come out with in the first 5 or 10.
Yeah, that's right. And, you know, that could make or break this game, I think. So we'll see who can take the first scalp, who can get the first points today. But they're pretty well matched, these two teams. There's not a lot between them in terms of their year. They've played each other 3 times. Launceston have won the last 2 of those, but Devonport won the first one. They've always been very close, and we'll throw some stats at you about those a little later on. But you can see just the final moments before we start this game. Launceston have spread out. Devonport are in a close, tight huddle.
Yeah, they look like they're ready to go. It's a great crowd here too today, Deon. It's great to see the rugby in Launceston. It is, by my understanding, the first time maybe ever, if not for a very long time, that we've had the statewide grand final in the north of the state, and largely driven by 3 of the 4 remaining teams being all based in the north. So Launceston and Devonport obviously, but also Burnie had a fantastic year. They were unlucky really. They were leading up until the last 20 minutes last week to really make their first grand final in a long time. So
all right, and here we go. So we're away, and the kick is high, taken by Dunbar. He's met in a solid tackle there. I think the shoulder of Daniel Wilson there was his enemy at that point. But Launceston spread it out, run it out of their 22, and they'll look to clear. Let's check their exit strategy. They're going to push it wide. Just a bit of uncertainty, I think. I don't think Launceston's been caught out of position a little bit.
Good energy from Devonport in defence there up front too.
Tokamaata, and he doesn't clear with a long kick. He goes with a chip, and Tandy knocks it on at the bottom on the grass at his feet, and he won't like that. He loves a good counter attack, and for him, that's going to be a bit of a devastating start.
It was a great move there from Tokamaata there with that defensive line coming up so fast as they were to put the pressure on Devonport. A bit too keen, left that big hole in behind. So that little well-weighted chip put some pressure on the fullback there, and he's made that knock on. So.
All right, so the first scrum of the game, the players will be relishing this opportunity. All these front rowers, it's one of those things they love to get into.
Yeah, some might say the highlight of the whole game, Deon, but we'll wait to be proven wrong on that.
It is fascinating, and look, it's been really good all year. We've not seen too many issues with team scrummaging. So we've seen a knock on at the back there.
Again, halfbacks, make their money being annoying at the back of a scrum there, Deon, and no mistake there from the Devonport halfback, putting that pressure on Launceston and forcing the error from the number 8.
So we'll have another scrum, this time Devonport with the feed.
And you can see in the background there, Deon, the imposing figure of Radiki Samo there, engaging with the community, getting to meet people. He's a pretty hard guy to miss around the ground today, and a lot of people catching up and getting to know him, which is great. Down
by the tunnel, smile on his face. Okay, scrum goes down.
Just for all the front row pundits out there, it's just, I think it's almost a ploy by the teams here to take the scrum down so they get to have another go straight away. The tight 5 enjoying it so much. I'm sure all the backs out there are hoping this one comes out a bit quicker though.
Yeah, well, Mio moving into first receiver, and he's actually got Daniel Wilson just outside him and Wallace further out. And here we go, Mio with the ball, dummies, and gives it to Wallace running back inside, who's met by some solid defence. Makes the gain line. O'Keefe having a hit up. We didn't see a lot of Sam O'Keefe in the first half last week, but he really came into his own in the second half and got a lot busier, got his hands on the ball. Same with this guy here, Tom Curtis, who's monstered there. Big Harry Johnson enjoying that tackle, I think, over the top. And Launceston now with the penalty advantage, so push it really wide. Here it goes. Vincent Bell on the outside. No, they don't find him. These two players, Tavalagi and Bell, they're the big try scorers for both of these teams. I think Tavalagi's played an extra game though and has just pipped Bell for an extra couple of tries. I think it's 23 tries to Tavalagi for the season and 21 to Bell. That's a lot of tries between these guys.
And again, you see, even though we came back for the penalty, that forced rush defence of Devonport coming off the line fast is just creating that gap in behind that clearly Launceston looking to exploit there with those chips over the top.
All right, so now line out, set pieces are happening. And here we go. Launceston, very, very convincing. Did not even compete, did Devonport. And here comes the ball. So a solid hit there.
Pretty sure we got side effects from the sideline there too on the effects mic there too.
But the ball's been turned over and Crawford has a go. Falls over. Gold with a bit of a ground hugging pass. They hold off Wallace. He needed to dish that. Oh, holds onto it beautifully. Mio, though, taken in and well tackled. Those Launceston players need to roll out of there. O'Keefe again, getting his hands on it. Big run from him, making 4 metres over the gain line. Gold now, just a bit slow, but Curtis gets up. And again, I've just mentioned both of those players getting their hands on the ball early. They were quiet last week. Oh, nice hit there.
Yeah. Huge defence there from Launceston with the 2-on-1, but we're coming back for the penalty.
Offside, ball still in the rough.
You can hear they're clearly offside by referee Craig Gardner.
Let's keep our fingers crossed that the referee mic stays nice and clear for us today. Had problems with it ever since last week, and I know Martin's spent a fair bit of time fiddling with it, and we're really hoping that we can provide you with that audio for the whole game.
Straight in the wet area down there, so you know they might take them a while to get that ball back. I think
not very animated yet. We're only 5 minutes in.
Plenty of rugby to go.
Devonport now with good opportunity here in attack for the first opportunity with the ball in their hands. And here we go. So line out.
Long
Big throw to the back. Well taken too. Must have been crooked. It's a great lift back there to get Mackenzie Cooper up nice and high.
And also a fair bit of confidence in their line out throwing to go straight to the back there like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
In quite a dominant position there where they were looking to attack strongly. So interesting to see the exit play here from Launceston.
All right, so another scrum. They've been plenty so far. Launceston with ball this time.
Yeah, straight to the penalty there. Clearly the referee doesn't want to see any more scrums.
So Bakuta there being penalised for no bind. In Dunbar, highest point scorer this season for Launceston. Hits the camera. And
there's a few laughs, and hopefully our cameraman stayed vertical because his camera surely didn't. We've just checked the ground behind us, and he's not laying on the floor, so we're right. Bit of a messy play off the back of that line out there. Launceston now have it.
Just allow Martin, our cameraman, to regather his composure up there. And meanwhile, Launceston go to the wing. But that ball's unable to be taken out to there by Callum Lyle, running out wide on the wing.
We spoke about at the start about a high bind. Yours was on the bottom. That's what caused that collapse. Yeah.
I'm trying to get it.
Yeah, appreciate that. But you aimed low that one. Yeah, I was watching. Yep.
It's a great insight there, Deon. Like, as you said, if we can keep that mic operating, it's great to hear direct from the referee, and also from the excuses from the front row from Devonport.
Oh yeah, I was trying. I think was the excuse. Yeah.
Jumpers were too tight or something.
Set.
Great position here for Launceston now to attack from. See what they can do.
And they've rotated that. Cliff got up nicely there. Good work. Good work from Cooper. And he's gotten away too. Vincent Bell comes across to defend and gets all over that. It's a nice steal, but I think he's called not released there. Bell, no daylight between that, and they've gone the quick tap. What have they got out wide? Mio, he needed to get that ball out to Tandy, who had space in front of him.
He was looking for that inside runner there too. Couldn't quite find one, unfortunately.
Yeah, got to keep his eye on it now. Curtis likes a bit of space. Nice tackling in there again. That player just heard last time in Lyle. And O'Keefe, what a nice hit there, driven backwards and sideways. And they'll go to the left. Tell you what, Cooper's had his hands on the ball a bit too. Wallace now picks it up, just running sideways with a great
if you
fend.
don't mind. Nice, don't argue to the chops.
Take that, Cooker.
It's one way to do it, Deon.
And here we go, so running forward.
Here's Crawford again. There's some solid work in tight from him as the Bulls go wide.
He's the guy they want to have the ball out here. He's elusive. He's got away and he's found Tavalagi. And he scores in the corner. And we got an injury straight away down there. We can see the Launceston player holding his arm, looking uncomfortable. He knows there's something wrong, but that won't take away from what just happened there, and that is Devonport's main strike weapon, Sonny Tavalagi, has gone over for first blood in the corner. And it comes all the way back to some really great work, that fend from Wallace there. He says to Watene Kuka, get out of here.
Yeah, you can see here as well, Crawford's done some great work, some great, nice, tight hit-ups in here. And again, he goes forward. Great support, quick recycle. And they've got the jet shoes out wide to finish it off there.
There he goes, Mio. And this is what I was saying. Jamie Tandy here with the ball in his hands. He's so dangerous. He draws two here. And the defending player, I can't see who that is. Oh, gets his shoulder, gets his head on the wrong side. Dear.
Yeah. And I was here this morning with seeing the clinic with the kids with the classic Wallabies. And one of the topics of conversation was exactly that. Head behind, not in front. And they're the types of things that can happen, unfortunately.
So the kick looks pretty good. It is from the sideline. Mark Mio.
Jimmy and Peter, can you make sure that scoreboard gets ticked over? Because I'm not keeping score.
So Devonport, first blood. Points on the board. Mark Mio's got his radar ready. And he's all a go.
Yeah, he was definitely outside that. Your scrum screw all the way around.
And while that was happening, just had...
Has the sub been done, guys?
Just listen to the referees here again.
There's a man in the corner who's down.
While we're waiting here, I'll just I'll welcome special guest commentator Digby Ioane to the box. Welcome, Digby.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for popping in for a little cameo in the box here. Good start to Devonport there with that try down the corner.
Oh yeah, especially with Fijian on the wing. How good was that try?
He's the weapon of the competition here. Ilisoni Tavalagi, I think the highest try scorer. I think that's his 24th try of the season that he's just put on the board there. So when he's on song, Devonport are unstoppable. And here we go again, Devonport driving forward.
Advantage offside, number 6. Turnover's good, but 6 was offside.
Discipline now, struggling here. Love to have been fed out on the wing by a ball like that too from Tanti as he got around there. Digby?
No, I'm just pretty shocked with the crowd. You know, it's a good atmosphere there, and you know, it's rugby weather at the end of the day, which is good. But no, it's good to see rugby is going off in Tasmania, especially. But it's good to see a lot of X factors, and especially the game before with the Wallaroos, with the girls rugby. There was a lot of talent there as well. So
yeah, it was a great game.
Awesome.
Great spectacle here too. You mentioned the crowd. Look at the crowd sitting over there on the wall everywhere. They've come from far and wide to see the highest level of rugby in Tasmania played in Launceston, and they have not let us down up here. So here we go. Early lift there. Way too early. And away they go. So here he goes again, Mackenzie Cooper. He's been a live wire to start with too. But thanks, Digby. Anyway, that was great to hear your words. And we'll get Trent back on the mic. But while we see this, Devonport again with another foray in. Kick over the back here to Bell. And taken back inside by him. And now we're away. So Devonport just driving Launceston back inside the 22. Nice run there from the big fella, Sakopi Fanguna.
Advantage, great.
And good tackling again. So Wallace getting up there. Camden Churchill just making it messy too. Peters now with the ball. Just a bit of a kick over the top. No one goes with the ball and ends up being kicked out. Kicked out by Devonport. But not rolling there, so Nipper Hayes getting in the way of the ball.
So for any of those devastated that now you're listening to me and not Digby Ioane, yeah, he's coming for a bit of a chat. He wishes everyone the best, and yeah, he's keen to get out there and get close to the action, I think, Deon. So.
Boy, they're aiming for us again. That one lands on the roof of the van. It's always the case when you've got this sort of tall structure that the kickers love to have something to aim for, and today it's Martin up on the top of the scaffold. All right, Dunbar now with the ball, pushes it wide through the hands of Kuka, and Tokamata taken to ground, and they've lost a bit of ground there. Peters now pushes it, and in they go. Lyle taking that ball in. Dunbar again attacking. That's a forward pass, I think.
He's come back for a late shot, I think.
Playing the man in the air.
It must also be said, Dan, we've probably got a festival atmosphere in Launceston today. There's a fair bit going on here in the city. And it's great to still see we've got a great crowd. Obviously, the other code's got some stuff going on, but you know, nowhere near as entertaining as what's going on here at Royal Park today, Dale.
No, whatever that other game is that they play over there, for sure. No one wants to go and see it. They're all down here.
That's right.
Skate park's empty. All the skaters are up here on the wall too, having a watch. And Launceston with a really good opportunity here. Dummy to the front. And the knock on. So Tavalagi has another run. Fends off Tom Kendall. And Mio will now clear. It's a good kick, but he just finds the chest of Bell. Bell goes back to Tokamata. And he runs wide. Just going back to that injury before too, that was Nick Makem, I think, was playing fullback, who's been replaced out there. Oh, the big fella.
Thought we had another Matt Dunning moment.
Isaac Bakuda couldn't quite get his hands on it, has knocked it on. He's coming in on the side there too at that ruck, needs to be careful.
He's angry as 10 men, I think, 24.
Sorry, Bell getting highly involved here.
Bakuda it is, I was trying to...
Chasers all offside.
So Devonport not getting behind the kicker. We can see them all back here. When this kick happened, those forwards out in front there. Look at the first person to get there.
Launceston will be disappointed with the last effort. They had that 5-metre line out that went nowhere and lost it straight away. So they'll be hoping to turn this one into some points. And they're going for the line out. So last time their line out failed, they went really to no one. So hopefully they can get a nice clean ball here and see what this classy backline can do.
Right, here we go. So Vincent Bell just drifting around outside, but no, line out's no good, and Curtis reads it really nicely. They're all over him though. He's not going to get that out of there. And they've been called as not releasing. So Gold will shoot it back to Mio, who kicks. It's the problem last time. Mio and the backs didn't chase that kick, so no advantage with that kick there. And they might have been a little bit unlucky in that situation, I thought.
On it now. Yep, that's it, yep.
So again, set piece, the line-out's let Launceston down twice now in some pretty prime attacking real estate, so I'll be disappointed with that. But must be said, the intensity from Devonport, both in attack and defence, has been pretty impressive so far, Deon.
I think the key there was those players had their hands on the ball, but once they collapsed, they had to let it go, so that was the call.
Open up.
Not releasing. A nice little close view here at the line-out. Right, Hayes with the throw, misses his mark, and taking the forward pass there. So it's a good effort. Well done by Josh Gold, actually, to get around there on Joe Brady and drive him backwards in that tackle. You know, you got the halfback versus the hooker. They're two very similar, probably much maligned players on any club, I would say, Trent.
Without a doubt. But again, body height wins the day, Deon, as they say. Doesn't matter how big you are if you go lower. you'll win.
Yeah, absolutely. And Gold was just able to get under his ribs there and push him back. And Brady handed that ball off to Anderson, who was in front of him. So Sam Rice, you can see on the side of the scrum for Launceston. He's now been their jumper at the front. Mio now with the kick. Oh, it's a rotten kick, but guess who's out there? I know, Connell Kelly knocks it on. I think it's
knock on first off red.
Knocked on from red, so that's substitute out there.
You have to say that kick landed quite fortuitously for Devonport, the way that came off the boot. I don't think that's what Mio had intended for it. But
absolutely not. It was good. Connell Kelly got up nice and quickly there, which put the pressure on Parlay, I think. Well, that is who's the substitution now, who came on for Makem.
Yeah, and Parlay, player of the match in the Division 2 grand final the other week, and yeah, he had an outstanding game.
He's a damaging player when he's got some space. I've certainly seen him play in those in that championship division. So
can bag some meat. So it'll be interesting to see if he can do that today.
Okay, scrum's no good this side. Great battle in the front row. So again, that's that side over there with Bakuta. He's been penalised once. He's going to have to be careful. He want to make sure that he's meeting it over there with Harry Johnson, because he's a monster of a front rower, Harry. And if he gets on top of you, you're going to really struggle.
It's energy sapping stuff too for the front row. As much as us ex-front rowers love to watch it, you know, they'll be draining the energy quite rapidly out of these guys, and make it even harder for them to get around the park down.
Wouldn't be surprised if we see Mio kick again here. No, he takes it up this time himself. And spills it. So good tackle was Dunbar, but Dunbar's getting up very slowly over there. A bit seedy after that one. I think Mio realised that the kick wasn't on, and his back's outside him, or back way too far. So he had to take it himself.
But again, the effective defence, you saw the first tackler come in nice and low, chop low, and then over the top, and that forced the knock on from Mio.
Yeah, that low tackler was Dunbar. You watch, he puts his head on the wrong side as well. Gee, that's a couple of times these Launceston players have done it. And we've already seen Makem come from the field.
Particularly when you've got someone like Mio coming over the top of you, you're going to come off second best.
At least the support defenders there caused the knock on. So
it's an early shove there. I think referee Gardner's probably going to start getting a bit frustrated here, because the resets are, even for an ex-front rower, is probably starting to wear a bit thin.
Yeah, that's right. And he's again just mentioned he's penalised Bakuta once already. We don't want to see this end up being every scrum now being penalised. So Gardner's just going to take a good look at that side. He wants to see what's going on between those two on that side. Much better this time. Scrum stays up. Peters now gets it out. Dunbar's got a lot of space. The defence doesn't get up off the line, and they dish it out wide.
And he's through.
Scarf. And Vincent Bell.
Get it down, son.
Oh, dear, I tell you what. What are we going to see here? He's dropped it.
I don't think. Oh.
Unbelievable. So Bell's gone too far. Curtis came in and nearly cleaned him up. But let's just have a look. Great work in the back line here. Scarf gets around Tavalagi. And
pass.
Bell's over. Bell just needed to dive and score it. But he tries to go inside. Josh Gold it was. Went a little bit high, and Bell, who's looking at Curtis coming at him, has dropped it. Dear me, just overly confident, though. Curtis.
Cardinal sin there, Deon. I think I've seen a few interviews with old Adam Ashley Cooper once or twice, and he said it was the one thing his father taught him was to always dive to score a try.
Dive to score the try. What does he think he's doing? I don't know what Bell thinks he's doing. There's cover support coming across. That guy on the grass there is going to have the best photo of that. Curtis has hurt his shoulder, I think, as he's done that. I don't know. Yeah, he's limping as he gets up.
I think it looked like his knee sort of buckled a bit on him as he went in there. He didn't. Yeah, he's pointing to his knee there and getting some of that magic spray. I'm not sure what's in that stuff, but.
So Vincent Bell, we know he knows how to score tries because he scored a whole stack of them this year, but.
Wow, and in grand finals, Down, you can't be affording to. That's a free 7. Well, at least a free 5 points gone begging.
Absolutely, you just handed it back.
Scrum, knock on.
And while they're 7 points down, they're not that far out of it. But yeah, really I'm not. Yeah, I don't know what's going through Vincent Bell's head to try and run around and put those under the posts when it's such an important game.
And they did all the hard work there too. That break was probably close to halfway. Perfectly executed up until that point, just decision making. So Devonport will be looking to clear this again.
Yeah, Mio's ball kicking game so far with the ball in hand hasn't been great. Oh, here we go. Bit of reprieve. I think Bell might be
green, Scrum red.
hoping that gives him another opportunity, and I dare say next time he gets his hands on the ball,
he'll dive from 38 out down, I reckon. He's probably a bit unhappy it's not wet today, because that's what he would be doing next time, I think you'll find. Coming from a guy that scored a lot of tries in his rugby career. All right, prime attacking position here for Launceston, close to centre field. So I'm interested to see how they form up here.
The pressure's on Bercuda here on this scrum too. Yeah, he holds his own. All right, here they go. Wrap around from Dunbar, goes nowhere, and they end up getting tackled about 5 metres behind the gain line. But yeah, Launceston might be looking to take some points here now.
Well, I think they're a bit lucky there, Launceston, because they got completely isolated, the ball carrier, and it must be said that that set move was quite telegraphed, and Devonport were all over them. So Mio just going off his feet, but he was in a prime position to take that ball, and they had all the numbers.
The problem here was Dunbar's cut this ball so wide and deep, and he had to run backwards to get around, and his teammate there, Kuka, in the inside centre position, didn't take the ball forward, which just made it so easy to defend against. But they've opted to take the points, which I think after losing 5, if not 7, in the Bell debacle a few moments ago, at least getting out of here with 3 is something better than getting out of here with nothing.
And you probably could put that down to that line speed of Devonport defence has been pretty impressive. So it's probably forcing their set piece, particularly where their backs are lining up, to stand deeper as a starting point. And they're taking that ball a good 5 to 10 behind the advantage line, which you can't afford to do with Devonport coming up at them like that.
So nice work from Dunbar to put the first points on the board for Launceston. So they'll be a little bit relieved to have something on the scoreboard now. But they've certainly been under the pump so far from Devonport, although if you missed it, Vincent Bell went over with ease a few minutes ago, but failed to score the try under a little bit of pressure, trying to make his field position a little bit better for his kicker, and ended up dropping the ball. Sure, looks like Curtis actually stayed on as well, so who appeared to get a little bit of an injury in the pressure that he put onto Bell at that point at that time. But anyway, Mio with the kick. And it's a nice high and short one. Well taken out there by Isaac Anderson, who's taken over the sideline.
He's kept that in field somehow. Oh no, they come back to the line out.
I think the actual, I think it was, it wasn't Anderson that was taken out. Anderson, you can see his legs on the ground still there.
Time's off.
Smashed over the side, his head hits the ground, I think. We'll just watch that again.
I
think the player afterwards who took it. So Anderson.
Crawford, meets him
Crawford,
solidly.
Bam, just a bit of a shoulder. And the big guy, I think, as he picked it up back there, Fanguna, had a foot in touch.
Again, that pretty nice looking crowd on the other side of the field would have had a good view of that there.
Yeah, and it's right in front of the Launceston bench there, but plenty of Devonport supporters over there on the other side of the tunnel. And he's back on his feet. Bit of a clap. So Anderson marches back out, tightens his headgear and goes in for again. Devonport now with another attacking line out.
Quite a nice position here for Devonport. I'm interested to see what their set piece looks like.
25 metres out. Go to Haney. Well done. Great jump up there by Sam Rice. And taken 3.5 metres.
He's made good 10 metres there. Great run.
Oh, that's right. Still Rice with the ball.
Gutsy move straight into the forward pack, but he's done it well.
So Launceston regather here, and we'll get a chance to clear.
Use that red. No green hands, green, go.
Again, you can hear through that effects mic. The great call from the ref, just telling the players where they're at as they go wide. Looking to redeem
with an
himself.
Opportunity, but Tavalagi's got him, and he throws that ball and it goes forward. So the battle of the try scorers out there between advantages over there. Well, interesting option. But yeah, Tavalagi and Bell are having a good battle. And
it's isolated here.
Winning.
Coming back for a penalty.
Got a call from the assistant ref here.
We got time off.
Just let's hear what's going on.
All right, so it's penalty up there. Without the ball.
Oh, okay, on Mark Mio. I think Mio milked that. I don't think there was a lot in it. He took a bit of a dive. It was a fair way back.
He's got a lot of years of experience, Mark Mio. He knows what he's doing in a grand final, that's for sure.
It's just in here. Ball pops back to Mio and he kicks it. Wasn't even in the act of kicking, I think. He goes for the kick and he goes to run through and yeah.
Oh no.
He sold it.
Maybe he's got some French blood in him because that looked really similar to that effort in that test match.
Scaffold getting away. Mio running sideways, goes wide to Wallace who steps one way, back in off the left foot, pushing it out to the Georgia Stewart wing. And they go that way again. Curtis now picks the gap.
Great support there, nice clean ball. Sam O'Keefe.
Good solid contact on him, but he easily gets over the gain line and allows his team to keep moving forward. Ball comes out now to Mio. He goes wide to Wallace. He runs across field. Has he got 10? He does, but Dunbar's got him covered, and Dunbar's all over that.
That's it.
And he's won the turnover.
Great, and you can see Dunbar there. He's made a textbook tackle up on his feet in a flash. Something any open side flanker would be proud of. So, seeing that effort from your fly half, the impressive work, and saves the day really for Launceston. They could have been looking at 14-3 there, Dale.
Yeah, Wallace held onto that ball for too long here. He needed to actually just draw the tackler and get that ball to Tanti in some space, but instead he went right into the tackle, took the tackler on and got around, and it was on, but Dunbar was too good, and Dunbar's on top of that. Oh, I might not have really released, I don't think, but there was certainly enough in it.
Yeah. A lot of daylight there between the ball carrier and the support for Devonport. So that's probably what moved in his favour.
Definitely had the opportunity to get rid of the ball.
Yep.
And now Launceston really want to get out of here, and they go, well, here's this looping play again from Dunbar, but just throwing the ball back. Their centres are not attacking the ball. They're standing very deep and just playing so slowly, and the charge down. So it falls into the hands out there of Pty, and Launceston, another opportunity to clear it. And they've taken it back inside the 22.
Nice dummy to no one.
Outside. Is that, who is that? Robert Peters or Robbie Peters, I think. Oh, here we go.
He's been sniped.
Got some offside play, possibly by Devonport, though, in the middle. And Bell now with an opportunity. He kicks this time. Tavalagi gets in front of him. Right bounce. Nice. Oh.
Is that a trip?
Great bounce there for Bell. Peters tries to step inside.
Advantage.
Yeah. Can't have been onside there.
And
straight at him
with a big run.
That's it. Where's his support though, Deon? He's again isolated, and O'Keefe's nowhere near being on his feet, but I think that's why we're coming back for this penalty.
Well, he's pretty low to the ground out there, O'Keefe, but again, let's have a listen.
All right, so it's a yellow card. Yeah.
You called it.
Captain.
Tavalagi with the trip.
Happened quickly. I mean, benefit of the doubt from the location of the van here, but
just have a look. Oh, yeah. Definitely puts the leg out.
Yes.
All right, we have a deliberate foot out to cause a trip, all right? So it's a yellow card, all right?
No arguments there. Yeah. Replay shows it.
It's great having the replay function, Deon. It really gives you that opportunity. I must admit, first time around, I didn't think it was as obvious as it looked the second time. So, Launceston will need to capitalise here because they've had some decent field position this first half so far, but haven't really got it to the scoreboard. So they'll be feeling like they've left a few points out there already. Be interesting to see if they can get this deep into their attacking zone.
They will, and saying before that battle between Tavalagi and Bell, I think I called out the stats on those before, but I misread those. Tavalagi has now scored 24 tries this season. Bell is actually sitting on 13, so they're not quite as close as I thought, but they're still their team's top try scorers. And Tavalagi's winning that, but now he's off, and it's been turned over nicely by Wallace, and Crawford goes with a quick tap. Finds Mio, and he gets outside to that guy Cooper, who's had a blinder, but unfortunately loses it in the pass. So certainly made some good ground on that one. The big fellas running up there, the forwards, and dished out by Mark Mio, but Cooper just not able to get that ball away.
I think Crawford caught him napping there, Deon, too, with that quick tap. As all good Type 5 players aim to do at some stage in their career, is to get a nice quick tap there.
And he'll do it at least once a game. Here he goes. You can see he holds that ball in 2 hands, holds it off. He just made sure that scarf was drawn to him, but maybe not quite enough. And then Cooper here might have even got a hand on that. Scarf might have even got a hand on him on the ball as he was tackling. So short line out down here. Oh no, we're a scrum, sorry.
You can see there too, just that impact of Mio taking the 2 defenders. Stepped inside, got that nice ball around the corner. So yeah, unlucky there that Cooper couldn't hold on to it.
Yeah, now at this scrum, Cooper, who plays on this open side flank, has come all the way off, and he's playing on Tavalagi's wing out this side to defend. So you'll see him when the ball comes wide. Just the ball comes into Scarf, kind of nothing moved there, and Gold's pounced on it. Great work. So Devonport really have the ascendancy at the moment. Launceston don't have any attacking prowess in their midfield. And Bakuta picks that ball up and runs into the ruck space, and Devonport now will have a chance to just slow things down a little bit and take the ball out to Mio. Looks for the chip and finds Tandy. And Tandy with a little bit of space is immensely hard to take down. Bell can't get him. Finds Cooper, who's now playing out on that wing.
Tandy looked like he could step through a fly screen door there, Deon, the way he was
He did. He's certainly... Oh, and here's trouble now. So 3 points option for Devonport. They'd love to put some more points on the board here while they're a man down. Let's see what their captain Haney decides.
Probably see Devonport there, just probably guilty of getting a bit too rushed. You know, they had that ascendancy, had the momentum, had the ball in hand, and it just felt that they got a bit too frantic there. If they had got into a nice couple of phases, draw the players in and then go wide, they probably could have well been over a lot easier there.
No, it was a good phase of play there, and Jamie Tanty making the ground open up in front of them. Just see the call there was number 1. Anderson just loitering in an offside position there, putting the pressure on, and that'll see Mark Mio with a easy opportunity here.
I think looking at that replay there, Wallace, you know, into contact there he's done some really nice offloads so far today, and I think he was probably just guilty there of looking again for that extra pass. Had to focus more on that taking the tackle, recycling the ball. Fair chance with that momentum Devonport would have got over, I reckon.
There it is. Quick kick's good. So Devonport 10, Launceston 3. It should have been at least 8.
We'll probably keep coming back to that all day, I think.
Well, you know, that kind of thing can be a pivotal moment in a game. I don't think it really impacted Launceston at that point in time, but, you know, they'll be thinking about it as they go into half-time soon, you know, wishing that that had been... Oh, great contest in the air out there. Camden Churchill was a bit, I think, is slow to pick that ball up, and Parlay was all over it.
Look, I do feel for Bell there, like, you know, in the heat of the moment, he thought he was doing the right thing and got caught out. Hopefully, for his sake, it doesn't cost him. I was thinking at the time that decision that was almost as unforgivable as his moustache, but we'll,
they love the moustache up here in Launceston, don't they?
They do.
In Hobart, it's mullets. Up here, they're a bit more classy, I think, than we Southerners.
Yeah, a few top knots and a few moustaches getting around.
Yeah, Callum Lyle, you can see in the second row there, he loves the moustache, and I think is it Tom Kendall with the long hair on this side has a bit of a mo too.
Yeah.
Plenty of moustaches up here.
I don't think we were asked to commentate on people's physical appearance.
Why not? Don't mind a moustache. And away we go. Peters.
Oh, he's got some steps on him.
Here we go. So finds.
He might want to
that man
straighten up
Parlay.
here, and he does.
He does, and finds Dunbar in a beautiful gap. And great pass!
And
here we go. So great play there. Pty Ltd has made something out of nothing there with the ball in the crowd, and he's ducked back around. He put Dunbar into a great gap. Yep. And in the end, Dunbar was able to just, as he staggered and fell, and Dunbar still taking his time to get up there as he fell.
But that play from Dunbar was pretty special. The way he hit that gap, and then also drew the fullback to give that offload back to Parlay.
Parlay just started. He straightened up. Wilson out wide, really didn't have it covered, and it was just Connell Kelly coming across who got the ankle of Dunbar. But Parlay, great attacking play from him to straighten up and put Dunbar into the gap, and then to support him, stay on his feet and maintain his composure to score that try. So Launceston will be very happy with that one.
Gets him right back in this match, Deon. And that's the form that saw him collect the player of the match in the Div 2 grand final a couple of weeks back. Dangerous attacker, knows how to find the try line, and he's done it again there perfectly.
And on the 40th minute, scores draw level. So as we close in on the end of this first half, we're looking at a very tight ball game.
Where else would you want to be? 10-all.
Exactly.
Statewide grand final, Launceston. Fantastic stuff. Radiki's impressed, you can see him there. Looking excited.
I think he's also staying over there just to try and avoid having to be put inside the van here and do some commentary. Yeah. But that's all right. I don't mind him staying over there. He's supporting the rugby, and it's great to see him out there. So here we go. Devonport now regathered their kick, and they'll have a few minutes here. Haven't had many stoppages. A bit of an extra roll there from O'Keefe on the ground. Now Mio, where's he going to put this? Cuts it again. Get it. Yeah, there we go. Get the ball quickly to Tanti. And should dish it back inside to Wallace here. What can Wallace do? He stays on his feet really nicely. Cooper gets in to support him, and we're kind of lost view there from our scaffold. Curtis now takes it in. Will the support get to him? Yes. And Wilson goes in, but Gold says, "No, get out of here. This is mine."
This is where the great team score, Deon, just before half-time. This will be critical to the game's outcome, I think, if Devonport can come away with some points.
They go back to the right, push it out to Curtis. He's been great today so far, has Tom Curtis. And now so's this guy, Wallace. He's so hard to tackle.
Has he got it? Scaffold.
So close to the line here, Devonport. What do? They'll look for the pick and drive. This is where their big fellas are strong.
And there's a winger in there.
That's right, O'Keefe.
At post.
He did a great job there. O'Keefe's body height was not low enough. And so Bell was easily able to hold him up. But the ball's taken over and it's scored. That's a try.
That's a huge outcome for Crawford.
3 guys in front of him, and he still manages to get it to the ground.
And it's been a real strength of Devonport's game the last few seasons. The pick and drive, getting that forward momentum and then going wide. And this time they didn't need it, straight through. Crawford, he's a solid ball runner. He's a big human, and he's picked that up really quick. That recycle was so fast. I think we were still talking about the last effort, and he was already over.
You can see there O'Keefe went in way too high and was taken easily by the 2 wingers, I think.
Yeah.
And but this case, here it goes. Crawford just goes, bang, I've got it, and I'm out of here.
Yeah, got in underneath the defenders there. That was the key, and a guy his size being lower than the 2 defenders was always going to get there. So right on half-time too.
While a man down, those points count. And they count as, very, very damaging to Launceston. A really quick reply to Launceston's try.
That'll take the wind out of Launceston sails too going in half-time. I think they fought their way back in to get it to 10-all. Seemingly pretty much right on half-time, and to get another 5, potentially 7, it's going to make it hard for them to start the second half in the right frame of mind, I think.
So Mark Mio looks good too from here. And it is, and that is half-time, and Devonport will go in, 7 points in front.
And you can see that bench there down, they're up on their feet. Their supporters have come down the hour down the road to support them, and they're up and about now after that effort.
Big smiles. These guys will be happy coming out to be 17-10 leaders. So the tale of the first half. First blood to Devonport. Tried a sunny Tavalagi deep in the corner that was converted by Mark Mio. Launceston came back with a potential try to Vincent Bell, though he bungled it at the last minute. Unfortunately, under some nice pressure from Josh Gold and Tom Curtis from Devonport. And then, but they were able to come back again, Launceston, with a try to their replacement, Pty Ltd, who's come on after their fullback Nick Makem got injured. And then with only a couple of minutes to go, Devonport were able to put another 5 points and convert it. So kicking's been good from both kickers, but Mark Mio has managed to put all the points over that he's had the opportunity, and two nice wide kicks have gone over and put them in front. So great first half. We'll cut to a break for a bit, and we'll be back for the second half pretty soon. Right, and straight back into it. So, second half.
Oh.
We've seen a kick that's not gone 10, so we haven't missed anything. But apologies for the slow delay on getting our stream back up and running.
Unlike the women's game, there's no choice here to ask for the re-kick, I noticed. So we're going into the normal rules and laws of the game, which is the scrum reset with Devonport's feed. What do you reckon, Dale? Mio, is he going to kick, pass or run?
From here, I wouldn't be surprised if he kicks again. It's certainly been what they've looked at so far. Although it's interesting setup. He's got...
It's got a bit of a flying V, Mighty
Wilson,
Ducks type of situation going on.
Wilson off his left hand inside shoulder. Well, I don't think he'll get to do either this time because the referee's decided for him.
Collapsing 24.
You heard it there, collapsing 24.
So Harry Johnson.
Harry Johnson looks somewhat perplexed, as all tight heads do when they get penalised for a scrum collapse.
It's been the messy side of the scrum, the Bakuta Johnson
yeah,
side.
Definitely.
I dare say we'll see some subs happening within the next 10 minutes, probably.
He's such a big human there. He, I can speak from experience there. He's so strong, but he does set quite high, so it can destabilise
Wallace
the scrum.
with a wobbly kick that hits the ground and Shanks to the right, and Bell kicks it, and it hits Cooper, and Cooper kicks it too, and it's gone out, and we'll see. No, it must have gone out
prior to kicking it down.
Cooper must have been out of bounds when the ball hit him.
Keen to get on with it, Devonport.
Sure are.
And you would be after that finish to the first half.
All right.
Short line out, just 4 in it.
It's a nice throw, but doesn't go to
nice
the hands
enough.
of Haney, and it's taken to the back there by Launceston. Peters. Bit of a positional change out there. Dunbar standing a little bit further out, I think.
Yeah, and Peters, a nice little step in contact, got his shoulders through nicely, which gave him that extra 3 or 4 metres there too.
So Lyle now with the ball running around. And Nipper Hayes just getting lost. Oh, pretty high contact there, but he's very low body height.
It's pretty loose there at the back too. He's not getting a lot of help.
End up held up here, no.
Yeah. Peters got isolated there and lost it. Devonport are looking a lot hungrier around the rucks here, Deon, in the start of the second half.
Absolutely, it's very messy, and Launceston really just losing composure a bit. But it's a very frenetic start to the half.
And it does play into the hands of Devonport. They do love that really tight sort of around the ruck play where they can just build that momentum, pick and drive, short pops off the ruck, and really just march the defending team down the field. And, they're controlling it pretty well here at the start of the second half.
Yeah, Oliver Crawford is one who's he really feeds off that kind of thing. Like he'll stand up very tall if there's a lot of mess around.
And I think it's an opportunity here for Launceston to try and exploit that, because I have seen other teams do it, and even in last year's grand final, where if Devonport do get upset in and around that ruck, and they do start to lose the control of that contest, they do struggle to know where to go from there sometimes. So interesting to see if Launceston can front up and start to take some control back.
Just notice a comment on the on the stream from Alex Bakuta, who I believe is Isaac from Devonport's father. Great to see Mio's iron boot back in form. I know Martin, our cameraman up here, and Duff TV owner extraordinaire, made a comment to Mark about hoping that he'll have his eye back in this week, because his kicking wasn't on song last week in the first half particularly. So.
Bind. Set.
All right, Devonport now attacking half of the field. Good work there by Peters to disrupt the pass from goal, and I think Mio, lucky there. He's dropped it kind of straight down, but managed to push it back as it went.
He's quite fortuitous there, I think, Mio.
And his partner in crime in there is in Dean Wallace is right behind him to back him up. Okay, ball comes again to Mio. Goes short to Wallace, who's really easily covered.
Nice pop back, though.
Dunbar's put his head on the wrong side of Wallace again, I think. Connell Kelly with a great step back inside parlay and rides the bump nicely. Running backwards, though.
Good pickup.
Tavalagi now back on the field after his yellow card from last half. Devonport have sort of run across field, made some ground, and then run back a bit. Now Curtis with the ball.
Oh, that second pass is doing the difference
and dishes it out. Wallace has been exceptional. Now here's Tandy, and he is over.
Really, really nice passage of play for Devonport there. You can see once they start to get those gaps open up, they're dangerous out wide. The stepping and the finishing there from Tanty is first class.
Launceston's just, their backline defence is in absolute disarray today. Just watch the nice ball through the hands out here. Curtis takes it in, make sure he forces Dunbar to commit, and Wallace again, make sure Bell commits, and Tandy, he's going to duck through everybody. He's sidestep. Just see the swerve there. Parlay didn't even get an opportunity to crouch and touch him, and Tandy stepped off his right and back off his left and put another 5 points on the board for the Bulls.
And again for Launceston there, that one defender shot up out of the line. All it took really is to generate those holes behind him, and obviously, as we saw, Devonport capitalised quite perfectly there. Mio, iron boot. Any good down? What's your call?
Well, he's put 2 over, one from further than this, and another one from similar to this at the other end of the field. There's not an ounce of breeze out here today. I'm backing him.
He's gone the sand wedge.
No. Oh well.
Out to the right.
25. 25 red.
A lovely iconic shot there up the Tamar Gorge.
So, Watenek Kuka will come from the field, I think, for a sub. And he has been replaced by Ben Louis, who's wearing possibly the number 12. Ben with the beard was how I had to remember who he was.
Ben with the beard.
Parlay catches that, but it hasn't gone 10. Again, 2 in a row, Dunbar.
The pressure's going to start to build here on Launceston. Now 12 points, grand final. Hard to come by those points. So interesting to see what that does to their decision making and their strategy as they go forward. Are they going to keep it in hand, or are they going to try and play more of a territory game and try and anchor Devonport down in their defending 22? Haven't been down there much, Deon, really.
No, so and it looks like, just from the way they're configuring at least their defence, looks like Louis is coming into outside centre and Tom Scarf is pushing to inside centre. But I like the idea there for Launceston. Their back line, particularly their inner backs, have just not been cohesive at all. And hopefully this change will allow them to really attack when they get the ball.
Big scrum from Launceston.
Ball comes out there, and Peters with the chip. This ball sits for him. No, great work by Connell Kelly to get back. And to dodge the massive tackle coming in from Fancuna. He'd be twice the size of Connell Kelly. And that's a nice looking kick there from Mio. Parlay caught out of position there.
Whether you want to call it gutsy or verging on something else, for that chip and chase when you've got ball in hand, you've got 1 or 2 defenders to beat down. Would have been nice to see him keep it in hand there and recycle it. I probably would have had those guys folding around to the right and get over in the corner. So they might have missed another opportunity there, I think, Launceston.
Look, the bounce, it was really well read by Connell Kelly there to get around and get it. But if that bounce had gone, 2 feet one other direction, could have well been bouncing back into the hands of Peters, and he could have been over too. So
very close.
They're going to have to take some risks, I guess, Launceston, to try and make this 12 points back. And here he is again, Connell Kelly, taking into contact. Parlay decides, nah, you're not going to get past me. Puts him on his back. Now Gold finds Curtis. Curtis has been awesome today. This guy's had a cracker of a match. He was so quiet last week. This week he has got his hands on the ball over and over again. And now Mio with a nice kick finds the ground. If that ball rolls on, no, bounces sideways. Well done. Vincent Bell's got a good pass.
He did well there, Bell. He had 2 to beat. He's done very well, but loose.
Tokamahara gets across and loses the ball in his support. And now Devonport are 10 metres out.
Frantic speed here, Deon. That's pretty hard to keep up at times.
And Tokama Arta's now down 10 metres behind play. And Devonport, 8 metres out here.
No, Keith goes into scrum
Oh,
half.
dear. So we're going to come back for a penalty advantage.
Frantic passage of play there. You have to take a breath, I think.
That's right.
There's a lot happening.
Dan Wilson there just looking for the cutout pass over the top there and threw it straight to Vincent Bell. But Tokama Arta's no good there.
I did think Bell did well on that kick throw. He had 2 to beat. Drew both defenders, got a nice pass off, but lost the ball in contact in the following tackle, unfortunately. Did Toka Tomato.
And I've seen this a lot this year, and Mark Mio, we just saw him on screen going and checking there on Simeone, Tokama Arta to see if he was all right. And the same, Ilisani Tavalagi coming in as well. There's some really great spirit amongst these players from the different teams, just making sure that making sure that everyone's all right. And Devonport are going to look for some points.
Dead centre, Mark.
Here there from Gardner, right in front. You love to hear that when you're the kicker, I guess.
Normally after you've kicked it, probably, but
quick stats call. If I can get my stats up again. So Mark Mio's points total for the year. Well, actually, it's a good comparison because between Dunbar and Mio, after the regular season, Dunbar had a total of 140 points scored and Mio 139. With an extra game under their belt, Devonport having played 2 finals to Launceston's 1, Mio was up to 160 points scored versus Dunbar's 149. And Mio's had plenty of opportunity today on the boot too.
Makes no mistake there, Deon, so they go forward another 2, Devonport. They make it pretty hard for Launceston now, you'd have to say.
Yeah, 15 points. I mean, it's a couple of, well, it's more than two converted tries now, which again, makes it difficult. Dunbar needs to make this kick work. He's gone very shallow again, and this time makes it, and Parlay, he's got it this time.
He's been impressive for Launceston.
Absolutely, he's turned it on, and he's one out there who's really showing what to do. A bit of an over-the-shoulder tackle there from...
Advantage, 24, roll!
He's caught it.
Bercuda, who also didn't roll out of the way. Now Launceston, they want to score soon.
24.
So what's the choice going to be here? This is where it gets interesting. They're going to have to go and get themselves a meat pie soon, I think, Deon, to be in with a sniff.
Absolutely. And I'll be wanting to try and make sure that Finiasi Parlay is somewhere near this ball. So I can see him out on the field, pushing around into the fullback kind of position. There's an interesting setup in the middle of the field here with Launceston.
Before we even get there, they've got to win this line out, and they do.
Ball comes down to Peters, goes to Dunbar. He's got a nice little troop of players and a cracker of a tackle. Robert Peters just smashed in that tackle in there. I'm not sure who that was, whether it was Camden Churchill.
Good, no arms, number 8.
So Launceston have a penalty again. Are they going to slow it down and go again? What do you think?
I think they'll go again. I don't know what's going on here. We've got a penalty in the middle of the field.
Took exception to that, but he's got a smile on his face. Does Fanguna.
Des, just come here.
Oh, we've got a bit of a call from the AR, something. Don't know. It sounded like a no-arms tackle was called, but...
It's getting high pressure here, though. 15 points down. Penalty 5 or 10 out.
Ruben, Robbie.
We'll hear what the ref's got to say.
Boys, we've had a good game so far. Yeah, just get rid of all that crap. Yeah, have a word, right? You got 30 seconds. Have a word. Number 8.
Number 8.
No arms.
Curtis, I don't even recall seeing Tom Curtis anywhere near that ball.
We good, Ruben?
And you can see Curtis in the background there shaking his head. He was nowhere near it.
Oh, he might have got some open space here.
And
nice offload.
And look who we said.
Deon Scanlon. I think you've done this before, mate.
Who needs the ball? Finiasi Parlay. He's lit this team on fire because they've been really struggling, and there he is. So,
and they really needed that try. You know, tough kick, must be said, to put them within 7.
Here it is, the tap here. So Robbie Peters, captain, takes the ball, runs across, dummies inside, and just the defenders hung out. They had such a big overlap out there. I don't know what Devonport were doing.
He had probably three, took 3 defenders with him.
Took 3 and still had 2 men outside him as well. So great work, really well done there from Robbie Peters to get across and find that man who's been so damaging. Pty Ltd, keeping Launceston in the game.
Pardon for those checking up on maths out there before. I said within 7. I'm supposed to be good at that as an engineer. But
It'll hopefully be 8 for them after this kick.
You'd think so, wouldn't you?
Good strike on it, but across the face. So 10.
They've had the same warning, just inside that 22. You're just creeping up, Jack.
She had a bit to do there, though.
No, it's not drastic, but just
Pty Ltd, because what was he? Probably 5 metres in from touch. Could very easily have been shoved into touch, and he stepped back inside and finished it off nicely. So
yeah, he's a fairly he's a lean and tall player. So he did a good job to get that over under a little bit of pressure.
Okay.
And here comes the kick. Well done to knock that backwards, and guess who's underneath to support? Parlay again.
They're up quick there for Crawford.
Finds Rice, who gets shocked with a nice shoulder from the second man in the tackle. And now they go wide to Tokama'ata, who's back on his feet. But he finds Louis with the ball and in some space. And it's only forwards out there to help him, but luckily Sonny Tavalagi comes across.
He had the peace of mind to hold on to it, I think.
And Devonport need to be careful here. They've had a warning about penalties.
No, it was fine. It was trapped by
in their defensive area. Dunbar now attacks the line. This is what they missed last half.
Absolutely.
Dunbar needs to take the ball forward and give his centres something moving onto. Oh, it's a nice hit there on the onto Fanguna.
Oh, he's giving it to. There could be a hole here, Deon.
Peters.
Plenty of numbers.
Oh,
arm out. Is it going to be a card?
Referee
Craig Gardner's seen it. He's been Johnny on the
Green's
spot.
fine there. Accidental knock on by Green.
Accidental. Huge call.
That's a consistent call we see across rugby as the man goes in to have the
Let's have a look at that. We got that on the replay.
making the tackle. I think Bercuda knew what he was doing though.
Knock on.
He knew what he was doing. Oh, it wasn't Bercuda, it was Hayes. I don't know actually.
Oh, maybe we're a bit stiff on him there.
He certainly was in the act of making the tackle, but look, if he did know what he was doing, he's hidden it well and gotten away with it.
He's pulled a Houdiniac there, I think.
Time on.
Nipper Hayes, he just...
Because Launceston were undoubtedly over in the corner there, you'd have to say. They had 2 or 3 players with probably not even one defender out there. So the roll of the dice has definitely gone Devonport's way on that passage of play.
Absolutely, well done, Nipper.
Coach.
All right, Launceston really piling on the pressure now.
Set.
Dunbar moving forward is what's doing this, and Ben Louis as well out there in that number 12 on your screen. He's making it difficult too. So Scarf just stands up though.
Oh, nice
now Bell
play.
comes around, almost taken. They dish it off, and Tokama'ata steps back inside, but he runs into the big arms of Tom Curtis.
He's been everywhere, Tom Curtis.
Now they're going to throw it wide. Oh, here we go!
Donny.
Crawford! He kicks!
Oh, head down, but he's gassed inside 3 metres. The big fella.
The kick was a good idea. He didn't have any support anywhere near him. He now needs to slow down, and he does.
And he makes the tackle.
And Haney's got his hands on it, but can't keep them on there. And Peters now decides he's going to kick, and he puts it out on the full. Well done, Ollie Crawford.
And he's done too. Do you reckon that's cardio, or has he done a shoulder?
Well,
I reckon he'll get up and play on, Deon. He's a tough man.
He will. Just watch it. Here it is. The interception, hands up, grabs onto it. The big kick. He knew he wasn't going to be able to run away.
Look at that, chin down.
And Lyle gets past him easily. Lyle has a look behind him to see what's going on, and all of the Launceston players come out.
I love the push and shove too.
Push and shove. But a great effort to make the tackle too, right? Like, it's so easy to have made that chase and give up. So great work, Ollie Crawford.
And you can see the appreciation on the face of the Devonport faithful over the other side there. They're enjoying that as much as we did.
Line-out's no good though. I think that's now Owen DeHaan has come on throwing that line out.
Mole's cold down.
Maul's up, so Devonport will win this.
Yep.
That ball was taken in by Launceston, I thought.
Oh, I think the player came through the line out. I missed who it was from Devonport, but might have been Churchill, maybe.
Yeah, Churchill.
Came
Just
through the
catch
centre.
that. Yep. Ball went to ground. You can see here, number 4, Cam Churchill. He picks it up here. Good call. Good call. Well done by Launceston to hold him up. He's a big fella.
Bone.
And he was trying to get his knees on the ground. He just couldn't quite get him there to get the respite he needed.
20 minutes down.
Huge moment now for Launceston. They need to get back on some points.
Scarf just needs to take it to the line. He's just so slow. Tokamahara now.
And they're stopping. They're stopping every
Good
time.
ball now, Parlay. Uh-oh. Yeah, Tavalagi's good.
Right,
Defence is good.
Oh,
dear. We're going to see it. We might be in trouble here.
Sevens.
Called a
Cooper.
high tackle, I think. And those guys are not back 10.
I thought Cooper might have been in strife there for going over that ruck down.
Looked like the call from Gardner was a high tackle, I think.
Again, dummy to no one from Peters.
Up. Peters not sure where to go, so he goes to Lyle. Cleaned up by the very busy Dean Wallace.
They've got a spring in their step though, Launceston.
Absolutely. I suspect they're going to put some points on the board in this run of play here. And here we go again. Dunbar, quick hands. Oh, well picked up there by Louis. And he steps inside. Will he go again? No, DeHaan's got him and rolls out of the way. We'll go to the right. Dunbar's really turned it on now.
Yeah.
Again, attacking the ball. I think he's lost it here, though.
Yeah, Mio's all over that.
No,
they've gone off feet, so still got a chance here, Launceston, to snag another try.
And Peters hits it forward.
Again, they got those hands in those rucks, Devonport.
Yeah.
Gardner's onto it, though.
Devonport.
Is he there?
Hands out, Green.
Oh, it must be close.
Short.
Must be close.
Devonport need to be composed here, and they need to... Oh, Dunbar held up.
Second effort there, all right. Holding on, no advantage, Green, off feet.
Launceston need to get up on their feet and keep going here, Deon. They need this try.
They do, and Devonport need to be sure not to give away any penalties in this zone because someone will be off. And they go the quick tap. Goes wide. Peters taken by Tavalagi.
He's away.
He slips through. Makes it to the 5 metres. They're going to roll away here.
Crawford. He's rolling away with the prowess of the English rugby team there.
Ball comes out to Robbie Peters, their captain. Runs into a great tackle again. Dean Wallace has been a mountain of defence.
Who's with him though? He looks a bit isolated here. Fanguna. No, he's down. Again, Crawford.
And Devonport have turned it over. It's gone backwards though, and they haven't got it. And this time we're seeing the front row with the big kick. But Parlay, can he get around? He'll get around outside.
They've got numbers.
Oh, Louis needed to keep going wide. At least the scarf comes around in support. Tokamahara there taken close to the line. And now Louis wants the ball. And instead they give it off.
It's a solid run. Kendall, solid run. He's been quiet today, Kendall.
Here we go. So I'm not sure here. Just a bit of disarray out here, but Launceston's hands are good.
Needs the wrap.
Fanguna, nice contact. Dean Wallace's defence has been outstanding and great work there. Ollie Crawford, who's holding his head, but he's all over that. And Dunbar's come in and decided he's not happy about something, but I'm not sure Ollie Crawford holding the back of his head.
You can see the Launceston line there was very flat. A lot of people standing still there with no one running onto it. And he just got isolated here, Fanguna. No one with him.
Crawford here.
Oh, I think he might have.
Yeah, he's been in there.
A little bit of a crusher clean out, but there wasn't much in that.
Both were under the arms.
Play on.
I'm not sure what Dunbar just coming in to have anything to say, but
probably a bit of frustration there, I think.
Yeah, it certainly looked all right. The clean out was, there was no arm around his neck. It was under his arms. But he'll be happy for the rest, I think, Crawford. He'll get up in a minute and be fine.
He's done a mountain of work in the last 20, Crawford. He's been everywhere. But again, I think that Launceston attack just needs a bit more depth. They need to hit the ball at pace. They're quite flat-footed, and they're getting their holes by shoveling it wide. And you know, that sliding defence from Devonport's just managing to close down those opportunities. So.
Yeah, anything that goes near Dean Wallace is being shut down. He's just been immense today. And I can tell you, though, what's exciting, though, and I've said it a few times this half, is the Launceston backs taking the ball forward. Dunbar started to do it. Louis done a good job at it, but Tom Scarf just keeps slowing down with the ball and looking to feed it. When they take the ball to the line at speed, they're really causing some problems. They need to keep it away from Wallace, who's about to kick this ball, and they need to keep the ball moving forward. This slow pace is just not helping them. They've got it in them. They've got it in. There's 15, probably 18
Still
minutes to go.
There's plenty of time for 10 points, but you can't help but feel that last 5 minutes, they should have come away with something, Launceston, and they've got donuts, unfortunately.
Four red.
Couple of subs here.
Time's off, time's off, time's off. Four red.
So Fanguna, 4 red. Fanguna's coming for a rest. Looks like he's replaced by Sanday Lawson. And I think I also saw Camden Churchill go from the field. Not sure who his replacement was. All right, ball goes to the back there, and Devonport not able to win their own line out, so it's an area they're struggling in. Now Peters looks for the dummy inside. Kendall's still out there.
He's got to straighten up.
Ball goes wide. Tokama Ada now steps back inside and shut down by Haney and Curtis.
Again, Curtis strong over the ball.
Anderson now hitting it up, just making it to the gain line. And turned over again. It's new players just come on the field there.
It's probably proved the difference. Anderson just looked a bit tired there going into contact. He's gone down to the deck without taking the tackler with him, and that was the difference.
That was a clear release. He was the first man in. He was the first man in. Player rolled away and he was on. Yep, there's the mark. Yep.
Great talk. No fuss. Yeah, no, it's all good. All good.
Quite factual. All right, what do we got left here? The clock's ticking down. There's been a beer crime over there on the far side of the field. Zoom in on that man's face. Let's make him a hero. He's laughing it off, but he's just wasted a few dollars, one might think.
All right, Dahan with the throw here. He's not had a lot of luck. And goes too high this time. Well read by Gold at the back.
Advantage,
He's monstered. Oh, high tackle. And ball comes wide now. Tavalagi. No one to support him. Finally, Wallace gets there. O'Keefe standing in first receiver, just no man's land.
New advantage, high.
Good attack from Kendall, but the arm goes high.
Just getting
Right
tired there, Launceston, and those tackles are creeping up. There's not much in them, but, you know, that's 20 metres they've just given away and still got penalty advantage here.
Gold gives it off to Bercuda, who's been good.
You just see Devonport just eking these metres off Launceston. They're just edging their way down the field, getting closer.
Oh, here we go. Well held on to there by Rice. Just able to stop Mio from getting away. And the wide ball, Tanti outside. Nice tackle from Parlay. Peters is on that, but no, not Peters, Dunbar. Mio now.
You can almost see Mio come
close.
to life when he's 20 metres out from the line, can't you, Deon? He seems
Yeah, knock on there. Oh, lucky no.
Great boot there. We're coming back for the high tackles. Ruben, it's exactly the same spot, but on opposite ends of the field.
So great pressure there from Isaac Anderson. Just put enough pressure on that ruck there as Gold tried to pick it up that I think it was Crawford's leg got in the way of the ball.
Yeah, you can just see Mio go change a few gears, can't you, when he's 20 metres out from the line. He sort of comes to life. He can get a bit, sort of just shovel the ball on or kick it when he's deeper in the field, but he puts ball in hand when he's close to that line. He gets dangerous very quickly.
He looks like at this point in the game that he's playing in slow motion. You know, everyone else is frantic around him. He gets his hands on the ball way more often at this point of the game, but everything is calm. He just looks like he knows exactly what he's doing. He'll take the ball to the line. He won't do anything rash. He's just a master in these dying stages of games at pulling out what needs to be done.
And that's what we saw last week against Burnie. Probably a different situation on the scorecard, but you'd have to say Launceston's playing a lot of the rugby in the last 10 minutes, and again, slowing it down, get down this end of the field, and as soon as they're down here, they've got a shot at 3 points. And that's what they did last week to Burnie to come away with a win in the final 15.
That's right, and conversion here makes it 13, and Launceston will need 2 converted tries to get back in front. There's still plenty of time for that to happen, but I'm not sure who in Launceston's got it at the moment who's going to create that spark. And the kick's going to be short here. No one wants it. They let it bounce. That was dangerous. But it goes over, and Peters puts it down. So we'll go for the 22 dropout. He looks, he's got players outside him, but he kicks the other way. Yeah. Straight down the throat of Tanti.
Dangerous guy to pick out in broken play, Deon.
Absolutely, because he's the counter-attack master. Jamie Tanti cops a knee in the head from Dean Wallace.
Pretty sure a year or two ago he ended Taruna Club's season in the semi-final.
He sure did.
By doing exactly that in the dying minutes of the game.
Yep, Mio now. Look for a kick through here. No. Draws 3, finds Connell Kelly.
Finiasi Pale's there again.
Did a good job there, Connell Kelly, to try and get to ground, and Pale let him go.
Oh, good shot.
Nice shot there. Curtis. Here he is. We did not see this last week, and he's been exceptional today.
Not roll.
Goal just running sideways and backwards, and oh! Here we go.
Is that
Who's he found out on the wing there?
Go yourself, son. There it is.
And the subs out there from Devonport. Drew Redman on the wing. They called for him last week to get on the field, and here he is, and he dishes one long and puts Josh Gold over, and that's going to be really, really tough for Devonport to find enough. For Launceston to find anything in the tank to come back from this.
Don't want to be cynical. I would love to see Redman go all the way there. Be a bit selfish. Big man in open space on the far wing.
He actually comes out. I think he's playing on the wing. Yeah, I think too. Yep. I think that's where he came out to last week.
There's a hope.
Just watch Gold. It's a great one too here. Gold with a massive cutout. Bell risked it and couldn't get it. And Redmond, he's got some pace. Gets through Peters. Here it is, Josh Gold. I gave it to you. Give it back to me, mate. And he's strong too.
He is.
Great try. Wow, Devonport. Just Launceston are going to be shell-shocked after such a big year for them up here.
You'd have to say nail in the coffin type stuff, that. What are we talking? Under 10 to go. 15, potentially 17 points of difference. It's going to be pretty tough for Launceston now.
We were talking about it being 13 a moment ago, and the missed kick turned into...
Sounds like he's put it through. Great kick. You can hear the Devonport crowd there. Even as soon as it left the boot, they were up. You could hear it on the effects, Mike.
That's your last warning.
Great kick.
Yeah, so you can have time.
That's getting tough for Launceston now.
You can have a chat now. Time's off.
Right, time's off. Launceston now. No more penalties down there. Dunbar with the kick. Where's Parley? Sam O'Keefe. Nice hit on him there.
Tackle now.
And off we go, Curtis.
No arms.
Could be in a bit of strife there. No, just a penalty. You see that sometimes he was falling there, Curtis, on his way down with the ball. And just that shoulder, no arm clean, just help him get to the ground a bit faster was what brought on that penalty.
Yeah.
And again, a stress reliever for Devonport. They could put this out.
Harry Johnson here, you see. Yeah. No, not much, like no real strong contact in that or anything, but he had no intention to try and make a tackle there.
22, Now you got a foul play warning. Yeah, next one goes for that too. Yeah. He dove straight at him with no arms. All right.
So again, you heard it straight from the horse's mouth there, from referee Gardner. He's onto them. So it's all stacking up against Launceston here in the dying stages of this grand final.
Knock on red.
Bad luck, Launceston there. Managed to disrupt that line out. Mio looking for Curtis. Finds him. There he is. He's been busy. The big number 8 for Devonport.
Over.
Oh, Crawford again. He's got the bug. He wants to kick and kick and kick. He doesn't want to play the ball down in the middle of the field. He wants to be up nice and close.
27.
Here he goes. He'll get another chance here.
I didn't want to give it.
Should have given it to Gold. Gold was running into some space, but good secure play. They can soak up minutes. They're just depriving Launceston of any opportunities. So knocked on at the back.
We often say rugby's a game for everyone and a game for all, and you can see there a couple of husky gentlemen in O'Keefe and Crawford
red.
doing it all, passing,
24.
midfield, putting
24.
people into gaps, and
24 red.
chips, grubbers, you name it, it's all happening today, Deon. They're showing their full range of skills.
So Harry Johnson here being substituted. He was responsible for that foul play down the other end there with the no arms, and he's replaced by Wood. Oh, Launceston going to have to pull something out of the magic hat.
Coach.
Well, they're going to have to do it quickly because they've got to get down there a few times to really worry Devonport at this stage. They're also in the wrong part of the ground. Good scrum though, nice solid platform. And I think they'll keep it in hand here.
Oh, great hit out there, Redmond. And look at that, he might go again.
He's done it.
He has, he scored it. Oh, what a tackle. Let's just see though what they say.
Redmond, he's
I
been
think
a
he might be
finisher.
done for knocking this on.
Yeah, there's nothing back there.
No.
He's going to give it. What's the call? He's look at them. There it is.
Oh,
Redmond's covered himself in glory there. Have we got a replay of that?
this was
have a
unbelievable.
look.
Let's go all the way back. It starts with a cracker of a tackle. I think it was on parlay. No, maybe Tokama'ata was out there.
I think he might have actually tried to shovel it a bit early though, and I think he threw it into the tackle player. Let's have a look.
Here he goes. Watch Redmond hit him. Here it is, parlay. Bam!
Oh no, he did. Shoulder, all shoulder.
And then
Who followed up?
soccers it on, beats Tokama'ata out of it, doesn't even touch it, and then the ball rolls to the line, and
There was no one touching him. There was no tackle. He could have crawled over from there. I reckon.
Drew Redmond, I think he's taken ownership of the Georgia Stewart wing
Yes, from earlier today.
at the opposite end of the field, nevertheless.
For those unaware what the reference is there, we had a fantastic game prior to this with our competing women's state team, and one Georgia Stewart made that side of the ground her own with multiple steps off the left foot and some scores under the post. So Deon's anointed it. And he's put it through.
Another two.
It's
Rubbing the salt.
the grubber goes through, and we're coming back for the
24.
penalty.
Offside.
I'd like to think we're back online at the moment. Let's see.
Looks like we are, Deon, I think. I've seen it come back. Apologies there, folks.
Come on!
Obviously, we're not hardwired into our connection here at Royal Park. So apologies. Thanks for the comments to alert us to that challenge. But again, Launceston's marched downfield. Another loose line out, unfortunately, and they've handed it straight back to Devonport as they go wide and look to rub some more salt into the wounds here.
And yeah, just drop that ball there. So
Put down, there
Knock
can't
on
be
into
long
touch,
left.
Got an option, Red.
Probably the last minute or two, you'd have to say.
yeah, pushing very close. It was sitting
Knock on,
around
scrum.
41 minutes when the call was 6.5,
Yep.
and we've not had a lot of stoppages. Maybe that one try to Launceston.
I must say, I think if they were able to get a converted try here, Devonport closes that Launceston and closes that margin, it'd probably be a pretty fair representation of the way the game's gone today, I think.
Possibly just said last play.
So, last scrum, you can hear the players there calling off the match official's microphone there.
Coach!
See what they can do from this set piece.
And there'll be joy if you're wearing green this afternoon. It's been a great game. Well played by both teams, but Devonport's pressure's just been too good. Launceston haven't really been able to make much of their opportunities. Great run out here by Louis though. Ducks it back inside. Finds his teammate in Alatimu and
Varnish, knock on.
knocked on by Devonport, I believe, out there. So Launceston will continue to have an opportunity here just to put a few more points on the board to lessen the impact of this Bulls team.
Nice step there. Is he going to get some space? No, he's well covered there.
For Feeder, I think that might be.
Agni.
Now the ball comes to Scarf. He
Oh,
dishes it
here
out
we
to
go.
Parlay, who's got space. He's got someone outside him. Tandy says, come on, have me. And he does.
Said anything you
Great
can do,
tackle.
I can do better, old mate. And he's taken him down in a textbook tackle. They've still got it though, Launceston. Be great to see them finish with a meat pie here. Here we go.
Good work. Peters has been great all day.
Yeah,
He
he
really
has.
has led the way for his team.
Yes.
Tackle now! Don't ruck him!
Don't rock him. Ball comes now to Scarf. Pushes it wide for Feeder.
No, he's going to lose it.
Hold him up. His knee hasn't hit the ground yet. All right, high. Just that tackle slipped up. Yeah, you see, just see that on Wallace.
Coming back here.
Cynical player, you never got back on side and made a tackle, all right? Yellow card. You never got back on side and made a tackle, yeah?
Standingly surprised by that call, as all players
Yeah.
are
No,
when
he's
they
still
get
getting
carded.
it, Time's up.
Didn't really see what happened there.
Right, wait for the
But
whistle.
again, still hold out hope here that Launceston can finish the game on a high. They're in a great position to do so.
Yeah, Peters
Roll
close
out,
again.
Grace.
He only had 6 people
Barnett,
tackling
no,
him.
roll first. You were fine.
Again, they've got another penalty advantage here, Launceston, so they've got a few cracks at it.
Kendall having a good crack. He's played well
Ball's
today,
out.
Kendall, but he's been pretty quiet. Hasn't had a lot of attack. Dunbar runs in. I think he's over. No, he's short.
He's short.
Just short. So close to the pad there. Devonport,
No, he's
to their credit, are trying their hardest to prevent this score. Scarf.
oh, they're-
And again, the
Hot
defence
line
is
feeder.
great. And
There's
who
your man.
else? Pty Ltd finishes the game with a hat-trick off the bench.
And you'd have to say Launceston deserved that try. They've had a lot of the play in the second half. They just really struggled to convert. A lot of handling errors, a lot of forced errors really from that Devonport defence. So they deserve that try. Probably a fitting sort of scoreline really in the end, Deon.
Absolutely, and look, very persistent in the end to get to that point. Like, there's a lot of phases. Good defence by Devonport to try and stop them, without too many penalties or without any indiscretions. But in the end, it was pretty good work from Launceston. They're just putting the pressure on and piled the pressure on, and in the end, there was just too much outside. Wallace came in there, so he really didn't need to. And Parlay had 2 outside him.
Big Jesse Alatimo there was probably a bit disappointed he couldn't get on for 5 minutes and get a meat pie.
And there's the end, though. Launceston with the conversion, but not good enough. And Devonport, 2021 Tasmanian Rugby Union Premiers. An emphatic win over Launceston here, in the end by 12 points, but they were up all day.
Yeah, good season for us.
Launceston really had no opportunities other than very early on to stay in this game, and Devonport's pressure and defence really was the big winner. So great game. Any highlights, or who would you give player of the match to, Trent?
It's a pretty tough call. There's a lot of contributors out there, really, wasn't there? I think from a forwards perspective for Devonport, it's probably 2 key ones for me. There's Oliver Crawford and Curtis were probably the standouts for mine for Devonport.
Absolutely, Curtis was just unbelievable all day.
And I actually was quite impressed overall by the performance of Deon Wallace. I thought his direct running, I thought he held the defence line up and attracted a lot of defenders so that the guys around him had a lot of space to move. And I think even in defence, you saw him there at the end hold the players up off the ground and just slow down the ball of Launceston's.
Yeah, I'd agree. For me, having a 13 who can defend like that with a really promising attacking Launceston team, he made a massive difference out there and was very, very good. Just see Sam O'Keefe there with his wife, just having a celebratory hug. But and I guess for Launceston, captain number 8, Robbie Peters, was exceptional. He just kept going and going and going and going all day. John Dunbar was good in phases. That man who came on early in the game after Nick Makem, though, Pty Ltd, put 3 tries on the board. in a losing team. That's a pretty impressive effort as well. And one other, I reckon, out of the forwards, Callum Lyle was a soldier all day. I think he really tried hard.
So some great, I mean, there was quite a lot of high quality performances across the park, really, from both teams. But yeah, in the end, I think Devonport really made the most of their opportunities. When they did have the ball, they got down the right end of the field, they came away with points. And grand finals, it's what you see that makes a difference. So that's how
Absolutely, for sure. So we'll cut to a break for now, but we'll stay on the stream. We'll have the presentations and medals in front of us soon once that's all organised. So yeah, we'll be back with you soon, and you can watch the awards.
As you can hear, I'm about to lose my voice, so I'm going to ask Trent to assist with the presentations today. First up, though, we have a presentation that's done for the Volunteer of the Season or for the year, the George Wilson Award. We actually awarded that last night at our junior Southern competition because that went to one of our junior volunteers, which was Nick Robinson.
Oh, congratulations to Nick, really well earned. He's just spent so much time pushing junior rugby.
The award that we hand out, which goes to, which is the Boss Walker Trophy, which goes to the Club of the Season. So that's a club that demonstrates all the values of rugby, that they sort of stand out from all the other clubs. And this club has had a massive year, really rebuilded this year and had a fantastic season. They took out the championship, premiership in the men, and unfortunately were commiserations to them today, which is Launceston.
Well done. Also, recognition in that was, just the vast step forward Launceston Rugby Club's had in the last 2 years. So, can't underestimate where you've come from and where you are. So, well done. Okay. Okay, so we're going to then first start with the Division 1, the Premiership best and fairest for the season. Looked at feedback from many clubs. We put out to the clubs and got feedback from a club perspective, and then the decision was made to award it this year to Tj Peters of Launceston. Great season, well done. Okay, days like today, we say it every time, but it is true. Referees this year, great turnout across the board. Trying to get in support comps statewide. More involvement from assistant referees. It's a good thing, and we wouldn't be anywhere without them. So we'd like them to come forward for today and receive a medal as well. So we give them a round of applause. So Craig Gardner was our match official. And our other two. And Craig gets something to drink out of as well.
And Graham Reynolds. Great day from those guys.
Thanks to the referees.
Definitely made possible by great conduct on the field by both teams.
Then we'll go to the player of the final. I had the pleasure of supporting some commentary, so apologies for anyone that happened to tune into that. Deon and I did have a discussion as well, and the strong contribution across the park. Numerous from Launceston, again, commiserations, but some standout performances from you guys, particularly from your winger. 3 tries, well done, and congratulations. After winning the player of the match in the Division 2, great effort from you. But today's player of the match goes to Mackenzie Cooper.
He was everywhere today, Mackenzie. Did a great job.
And the haircut to boot. So there'll be some party to go with that party at the back later this evening. Well done, great game. So we'll call up the championship coach and manager of Devonport to then help us with the handout of the medals to the Devonport team. Jerry Scott, the coach, congratulations.
Great work to Jerry this year and to Derek Joubert, team manager.
I'll hand over the mic now at this point for you guys to call out the players. We're going to stand this way and call you out name by name to come up and get your premiership medals.
Thanks very much. First of all, thank you to the TRU for putting today on. Always in these situations, I forget to thank people that I need to. Usually we send Sam O'Keefe up here, but the light's fading and we've got to get on the road, so we haven't got the time. Thanks to Jay and the Lonnie Club and Isaac for a great day and a very good season. You boys should be proud. You really took it to the rest of the comp and raised the standard. And yeah, well done. It just didn't go your way today, but there's better things to come, I'm sure, in Lonnie. I would like to call up our captain first, Ruben Heaney. And in no particular order, we'll just go for how I see them. Hunter Connell-Kelly. Drew Redmond. We'll get it going. Sam O'Keefe.
Redmond came on in that second half.
Isaac
and he
Bakuta.
ignited a bit of a fire down that far wing.
Nipper Hayes.
Josh Goldover for a try.
Hudson
Scored one
Connell-Kelly.
himself off a great tackle.
Adam Clifford. Camden Churchill. Dean Wallace. Dan Wilson. Jamie Tandy.
There is Dean Wallace. My
Tom
votes
Curtis.
went to Dean for player of the match. He was just outstanding.
Ash Lowry.
A bit partial to a centre.
Mackenzie Cooper.
Tandy was great
Owen
today.
DeHaan.
Curtis was amazing. Such a tough
Ilisoni
player today.
Tavailangi. Marika Mayo. Oliver Crawford. Josh Gold. Matt Young. Aaron Brown. Yeah. Courtney Harris. How many were there? Was there 23? 23. We didn't forget anyone. No. Thanks very much.
Thanks very much. And right, with all that done, Captain, we come forward. Congratulations, Devonport Rugby Club, Premiers 2021.
Happy boys. Well done. Great game today. Great season. Congratulations to everyone at the Bulls.
And thanks for turning out. Great crowd. See you next year.
And that there is the wrap on season 2021 of the Tasmanian Rugby Union. On the screen in front of you, you can see the scores, you can see the Happy Bulls, and they came away victors 39-27. They had it all over Launceston today, and they'll go home very happy with a very, very hard fought and well-deserved victory. on those dulcet tones of the Devonport Rugby Union, we'll close it out. Thanks to Martin and all the team from Duff TV for the season. It's been a great pleasure to be able to sit here and spout my opinions of rugby to the rest of the world, or at least anyone who's listening. But thank you all for your support over the years, over the year, and we'll hopefully be able to see all of you next year for another great season.